welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news this hour, Sarasota City and school district leaders are trying to discuss the future of School Avenue.
The district has a two-part plan for securing the public road that cuts right through the middle of Sarasota High School's campus. But some city residents say their proposal is unfair. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live from School Avenue tonight with more on that proposal and why a nearby neighborhood association is fighting it. Adam?
Yeah, Scott and Jacqueline, good evening. I actually just watched two people walk right through these barriers across School Avenue. Now, obviously, we're after school hours, and there's been a project out here since about mid-February that's given Sarasota High School an excuse to keep the sidewalks and the roads closed. But that project will be wrapping up very soon, and school district and city leaders will have to come to an agreement if they want to keep pedestrians from gaining easy access to this campus. For the last month, School Avenue has been closed to traffic and pedestrians for a city water main project.
It's kind of coincidental timing that it came through when it did.
The coincidence was that just days earlier, the shooting in Parkland, Florida thrust school safety into the spotlight. And this road closure temporarily solved a safety issue Sarasota High School principal David Jones has been fighting for years. Pedestrians gaining unrestricted access to the middle of campus.
There's no compromise when it comes to safety and security. And when you have a street that's running down the middle of your campus, I have to do something about that.
The school district agrees, but can't change anything about the road without the city's approval. Both groups are trying to schedule a meeting to discuss possible solutions.
My vision of what that would look like would be you'd have a 6-foot ornamental fence that would close both the sidewalk and the street. It would open back up at some set of times that we agree with the city, be open when kids aren't on campus, and then close back up at the beginning of the next school day.
That's a temporary fix. In the future, Jones and the district want to close School Avenue for good, but the neighborhood that borders the campus is pushing back. Instead of answering our questions, the Alta Vista Neighborhood Association told us to read their February 19th letter to city commissioners. Here is the neighborhood, and here is the portion of School Avenue in question. In their letter, the association says they need pedestrian access of the full length of School Avenue at all times to reach shops and public spaces north and south of campus. Virginia Haley lives in Alta Vista but supports closing School Avenue.
The neighborhood association attendance is very low. I don't think it represents a lot of the neighbors. And I think the priority for us is the safety of the children. Will closing School Avenue 100% guarantee the safety? No. But how would we feel if something ever happened and we had the chance to protect the children and we didn't do it? I'm not living with that.
Now, the Sarasota County School District Chief Operating Officer Scott Lempe told us today about the district's overall goal of having single-point visitor access at all their campuses, which means only one way in for visitors during school hours. He says Sarasota High School is the only campus where that would be impossible if School Avenue is to remain open. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you so much.
Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast on this Thursday evening. How's it looking, Bob?
Well, Lakewood Ranch webcam showing nice fair skies, and it's going to stay that way too, it looks like, for Music on Main tomorrow night. Some great live music out there and great weather too. We had some high clouds moving in. Temperatures really warm despite that front. The one thing the front did do is bring in so much drier air. Now we have currently 77 degrees, the dew point at 55. That's low, and the humidity at 46%. That's why it feels so comfortable out there. Winds out of the north-northwest at 12. Still pretty brisk right along the coast too. And the pressure 30 inches even. Now the rain down to our south is associated with that weak cold front, which is fading away right now, bringing some showers to near Miami and also into the middle and upper Keys. As far as those winds go, 16 miles an hour out of the northwest here at Anna Maria, 14 Siesta Key, and Venice at 16 miles an hour. So still a bit breezy out there on the waters. We'll let you know about the forecast for the weekend, which is calling for some rainfall coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, talk to you soon. A neighborhood in Sarasota County is under a boil water advisory tonight. If you live on Coronado Drive, you should boil your tap water as a precaution. According to Sarasota County health officials, there's a water outage in that area, and although that they say there is not a reason to believe the water is contaminated, they will be running tests this week. While the county has finished its analysis, you will be contacted by phone. A major Venice road project is also nearing completion. 70 lane miles of road have been torn up and repaved. Today, the City of Venice engineers and inspectors were out and about walking the new roadways and inspecting them. Before they sign off, every mile will be walked and any issues will be noted for the contractor to fix before the final payment for the work is made.
So we're going to physically walk every road that was repaved. We're going to create a punch list of any issues that we encounter.
A separate downtown Venice road project is going out to bid for contractors later this month. That project could begin in May.
Texting while driving is a problem on the rise across the state and here on the Suncoast. And with April being Distracted Driving Awareness Month, there are efforts underway to keep drivers aware and safe behind the wheel. Distracted driving is highest among drivers between the ages of 20 and 29. If someone is caught distracted driving, they could face a fine anywhere from between $160 to $180, depending where they live. The owner of a local driving school says besides getting a ticket, drivers could lose their life if they're not paying attention to the road.
This is a picture that I show all of my students, and I say, what's wrong with this scenario? And they'll all look at it and they'll say, this is crazy. But these two kids that are in here are doing it at 70 miles an hour. And that's 103 feet per second down the road. They don't realize that if they take 3 seconds to get control of the car, they went the length of a football field.
The driving instructor emphasized driving is more than just pressing the gas and the brake. It's also about knowing how quickly you can respond to accidents or issues you might face on the road. Put the phone down while you're driving. Still to come on your Suncoast News tonight, the miraculous story of a famous painter in Sarasota who continues to paint despite having Alzheimer's.
And why one study says you should get ready for an above-average hurricane season.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The Mark, Sarasota. Landmark living in the center of it all. A private oasis in the sky. Luxurious private amenities. Promenade shopping and dining. The best of downtown downstairs. Now under construction and priced from the mid-700s. This is life right where you want it. Call or visit our Discovery Sales Gallery today. The Mark Sarasota, presented by the Culture Group.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Breaking news overnight.
Major changes are coming to this area.
A large wildfire shut down the turnpike.
What police are doing to keep these folks safe.
But taking a look back to the west, this is the big weather maker.
We're starting to see a little bit of a slowdown, 301 and 70.
A famous painter with works of art in places across the world has roots right here in Sarasota. Dorothea Wendlandt now lives at the Art and Courts community in Sarasota with moderate Alzheimer's, but still paints amazing works of art. She was employed by Crayola, owned art galleries, and founded numerous art associations on the Suncoast.
She painted every day 4 or 5 hours, every single day. And now she's here. She's probably cut down the time that she paints here, but she's a little slower now than she used to be. But she's still putting out good 90% of what she used to be able to do.
Well, every person that lives at the Art and Courts community participates in activities to keep them as oriented and independent as long as possible. The use of tobacco products continues to decrease overall in Florida, with roughly 15% of people smoking cigarettes. This is down about 10% over the past decade, but not all age groups and demographics have the same success rates.
Where you live might predict whether or not you use a tobacco product, but there's also some demographic characteristics that make it more likely that you might be at risk to use tobacco, such as minority status, lower socioeconomic status, lower education levels.
Tobacco-Free Florida is hoping to combat tobacco advertisers that target rural communities heavily. O'Dare says having the support of family and friends is crucial when someone is trying to quit, and says it often takes up to 10 attempts before a person is able to kick that habit.
All right, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan is up next with a peek ahead to our weekend weather. Stay with us.
Fun for the whole family. The 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. The most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years. At the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
I'm Alan Cohn. Violent video games. The president says video games are distorting our children's minds into carrying out horrific acts. What impact do they really have?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Not in hurricane season yet, but
inching closer.
The predictions are now coming out.
Yeah, they are. And one in particular comes from Colorado State University. They've been doing it for 35 years. They were the ones that started predicting the number of storms. And you really can't take much into it because we've talked about it before. In '92, Hurricane Andrew, Category 5 hurricane, hit southeast Florida. And that was the first storm, and there were only like 6 storms that season.
Yeah.
So well below average, but yet all it takes is one, right? That's the old adage there. Now, here's a look at that prediction. Now, it's always kind of interesting to look and see what the experts are saying. And this one in particular, Dr. Philip Klotzbach, who I've had a chance to meet and have dinner with several times, is predicting a fairly average season, maybe slightly above it, and that's due to a weak La Nina, which is expected to turn neutral. Last year we had a strong La Nina, and that meant a very active hurricane season. A warmer than usual West Atlantic, though, that would actually add to the possibility of an active season, but then it's cool in the East Atlantic. That would tend to take away from the number of storms. So there's a lot of variables at play right now, so pretty much the best guess is for an average season. There it is, 14 named storms, slightly above the average of 12, and 7 major hurricanes, which is fairly close, or 7 hurricanes, I should say, and 3 major hurricanes, which is 1 above the average, which is usually 2. So we'll see how it plays out. The coast of the East Coast United States and Florida has a slightly above average compared to what we've seen over the years of getting hit by one of those storms. The reason why, again, the warmer than average water temperature here in the Western Atlantic, also cooler than average water temperatures over the North Atlantic as well as into the East Atlantic will possibly knock the number of storms down. But along the East Coast from Florida Peninsula all the way up to Maine, a 39% chance for an East Coast hit. The average is at 31%. So there you have it. We'll wait and see. We have less than 2 months before the official start to the hurricane season. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing some high cirrus clouds around. Should be great weather for tomorrow. Music on Maine. We'll try to be there live for you, and should be some good music as well. We have some showers down to our south associated with that old frontal boundary. Nothing going on here. It stays quiet, and looks as though we won't see any rainfall here until late Saturday. Mainly Saturday evening and into Saturday night. Temperature 69, cooler in Pensacola, 66 in Jacksonville. It's 10 degrees warmer now. Into Orlando, 75 in Miami, and temperatures right near the water, where the water temperature is 76. It's a little bit milder there. 77 in Sarasota, 83 in Arcadia, and 82 at Lake Placid, and in Venice it's 75. Currently it's a couple degrees warmer at the airport. The humidity is what's so nice. It's at 46%. Winds are out of the north-northwest at 12. And as far as the photo goes here from Norm Schimmel getting this today, and a beautiful day out there it was. The high was 83, 79 is our average, so we were above it on both ends there, low and high, but the humidity was so low it made it feel a little bit cooler out there. Tomorrow's forecast calling for lows in the low 60s to start things off. We'll warm up into the low 80s. No real threat of any rainfall here until we get, as I said, till late Saturday. Well, the big story is the massive snowstorms that continue to move across parts of the northern tier of states of the United States. There's going to be 3 consecutive storms that will have an impact over the Great Lakes, the upper Mississippi Valley, and out in California. Boy, they're getting hammered by some very heavy rainfall there. Well, here's a look now at the boating forecast for us tomorrow. East winds turn to the southwest at 10 knots. Not bad. Seas right around 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters as far as the 7-day forecast goes. Well, here it is. Looks good. Friday, 50% chance for showers late Saturday night and late Saturday evening into Saturday night. That rain chance at 50%. Most of the day on Saturday should be okay. Notice temperatures stay fairly close to seasonal averages right through the next 7 days. A slight chance for a few morning showers on Sunday, Monday. That's late again as another system, fast moving, moves on in. We'll have a 50% chance for showers on Tuesday. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. A new measure will allow Florida Fish and Wildlife to capture or kill the state's growing invasive species population. These species, including lionfish, pythons, and tegu lizards, can damage the state's ecosystem. Florida Fish and Wildlife is ramping up efforts to improve its ability to detect and remove these animals. They say they've removed more than 5,300 tegus since 2012, most of them from Broward and Dade counties. But just recently, one of these lizards was removed from a senior living community in Bradenton.
Not that I was afraid of it, but it's just kind of weird seeing it in the first place, you know, something like that. You don't know where it came from or anything, but just very unusual.
To avoid having these invasive animals around your home, experts suggest not leaving pet food outside. For a complete FWC How You Can Help list, visit our website, mysuncoast.com, and just click on this story.
Over $2 billion in relief funds are at a standstill for citrus farmers in the Sunshine State. Now Florida lawmakers are pressuring the U.S. Department of Agriculture to deliver on a promise that President Trump signed off on 2 months ago. There still has not been any guidelines implemented to distribute the disaster relief package, which is intended for farmers who sustained damages from Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria. The USDA releasing a statement last night saying it's in the final stages of outlining the program and hopes to announce more information in the coming weeks.
We'll be right back with more.
Coming up, we'll show you where you can find the best entertainment in town this weekend and maybe something brand new for your home.
President's plans to deploy National Guard troops to borders immediately. America responds. And will President Trump agree to questioning after what sources are now saying about the Russia investigation? World News Tonight with David Muir, America's Most Watched.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
Thanks to all of you who participated in ABC7's Caribbean Cruise Giveaway Contest. Join us as we celebrate our grand prize winner, Joy Shpakowski of Northport. Married for 13 years in June, Joy and her husband, Don, are excited to celebrate their anniversary on a spectacular 7-night luxury Caribbean cruise for 2. Congratulations, Joy and Don. Bon voyage. ABC7, we're here for you.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you.
Sarasota County firefighters called to a school and a church today, but fortunately neither turned out to be serious. This morning, students at Fruitville Elementary School had to evacuate the school because smoke was coming out of an AC unit. Thankfully, no one was hurt and classes resumed shortly after. Then a couple of hours later, firefighters responded to another possible structure fire, this time at the First United Methodist Church. No fire was found inside the church either, and the scene was quickly cleared. Well, our official season ends with Easter, but local entertainment venues have not slowed down just yet.
ABC 7's Linda Carson joins us with Suncoast Scene.
You'll find everything new and exciting for your home at the Sarasota Bradenton Home Show.
And you're going to be seeing things, anything and everything to do with your home improvement, whether it's replacement windows, siding, doors, outdoor furniture, patios, pavers, hot tubs, you name it, anything and everything for around your home.
The Sarasota Bradenton Home Show at Roberts Arena at the Sarasota County Fairgrounds, Friday through Sunday. A great opportunity to compare, to say, do I want this in my kitchen, or this in my kitchen, or maybe this in my kitchen? And here's a play I bet you haven't seen: women laughing alone eating salad.
It's a play that really is, stars 3 female actors and then 1 male actor. And the play is really dealing with media and the pressures that women are under to either look thin or look pretty or not to age, to be smaller, to be fatter. What are we supposed to be and how are we supposed to behave?
The Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary is holding its Jungle Jam Saturday night, a chance to see the animals and what their lives are like after dark.
You get to walk around, see all the beautiful animals here at the Habitat, and then you get this amazing show included with it.
And in the show, the animals will show off their natural skills. There'll be 4 live bands, food and drink, and the money raised goes to add a retirement facility for older animals at Big Cat.
And then also, we're going to have a great little clinic area where some of our wonderful vets that support us and help us out here will be able to come out to the Habitat and actually do examinations on our animals right here without having to transport them.
And Roe opens at the Oslo Rep this weekend. The story of Roe versus Wade. Terry Wiegand plays Norma McCory, the woman who sued for the right to have an abortion.
Her position on the issue changed very pointedly, and towards the end of her life, she became very pro-life, and she was very pro-choice at the beginning.
And she says the play is very funny and very important.
Sarah Weddington and Norma McCorvey, they changed the face of American history, and not many people know their personal stories. It's not an untold story because they've written books on it, but it's a little-known story.
Roe here at the Oslo Rep through April 15th. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, something good to do indoors there.
Yeah, lots going on. I know Saturday night I'm going to be emceeing an event at Lakewood Ranch. Looks as though weather's going to be okay. Some showers around there. That's tropical nights for Meals on Wheels Plus, which is always a fun thing to do. I know they have a big concert going on in Venice too, and we're waiting to see if that may get rained out as well. But hopefully it'll hold off for all the events. Right now it's going to hold off tonight. Things looking really quite nice out there, and should stay that way too on Friday. A chance for showers at 50% for late day showers on Saturday.
Thanks for joining us. World News Tonight with David Muir is coming up next.
We'll see you again at 11. Have a wonderful night.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.